Hey, yo, YouTube, what's going on with everybody, man? Hey, look, man, my name is Elijah B. This is my first time ever making a YouTube video. So for anyone watching this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, as you can see down below in the video, the title is Jobs of Slavery, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in my video for today. And I've actually seen, and as I've been on YouTube and like the social media in general, I've actually seen like a lot of people just going around, just sharing their points of views and sharing their perspective on how they think that jobs of slavery. So in today's video, I'm just going to give y'all my perspective on how I think jobs of slavery and why I think that jobs of slavery. So for one, so we live in a day and age where I'm from what you would call Generation Z and all that, and I was born in the year 2000. So our generation is my generation, we don't really want to put up with this working for other people and having a job and all that. And when you have a job, unfortunately, someone has control over your money, your energy, your time, and your freedom. Now I'm going to split this video up into 4 different subtopics, and I'm going to talk about these 4 subtopics that I just brought up just now. So now we're going to talk about. So now the first topic we're going to speak about is money. So when you work or slave away for another man, he has control over your money. So let's say like you're making a certain amount of money or whatever, and I guess like at some jobs like they'll cut hours and all that, which also basically ties into time as well. But let's say you're working at a job or whatever, and you have like most people work 40 hours a week, 32 hours a week, full time, part time. Okay, cool, all right. But then let's say, for example, like your manager decides to cut your hours and shit, and so you get paid per hour that you work. So for every hour you work, you get paid a certain amount of money. Now, if he's cutting your hours, then it's like he's damn near taking money out of your pocket. How would you feel if you're making a certain amount of money consistently, and someone just comes and just takes like a certain amount of money out of your pocket, and now you get that amount of money that's taken out of your pocket? I don't know why should anybody be grateful that someone has control over your money? And then if you think about it, anyone watching this video has heard the expression, time is money. So if someone's taking your time away from you, then they're taking money away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because people gotta pay, I know, people gotta pay bills and people gotta take care of themselves and pay their way to live and all that shit, but if someone's like controlling your money and they can control your hours, and they can control your the time that you work and all that, then they can control the money that you get. And if they're messing with your time, then they're messing with your money. Now I'm gonna go on to energy. So we're supposed to be grateful that a job has control over our energy. Now I'm not woke, I'm not spiritual, I don't have like a third eye or whatever. I don't meditate, I don't do nothing that woke people do. I'm not vegan or anything. But I would say that I'm just I've become a whole lot more aware of just the world around me and what's been going on around me from watching other people's videos and watching other people's perspectives on the world. And a lot of people would say, oh, don't believe what you see or don't believe what other people say, but sometimes you can like take lessons that other people like give you or experiences that they've given you that they've had experienced themselves, and then you can like use that and like it'll make you like look at life from a different way and all that. But I got a little off topic there, but let me go back into how jobs control your energy. So we live in a world where everything we do is energy. Eating is energy. Hanging out with people is energy. Going places is energy. Maybe certain interactions or maybe certain conversations that you might have with people on the street might be those are energy as well. The food you eat is energy. Damn near everything is energy, man. Everything's just energy. Some energy is good, and obviously some of it isn't good. It's bad. But then when you have a job and you work at a job and all that, so like at a job, you're you know what I'm saying? You have to go to a place that has energy. You gotta be around a bunch of like low vibrational people who have this matrix mindset, and everyone's not everyone, but a lot of people are programmed by society norms and all that. So it's like you're basically stuck in a mental box or whatever. But then as you do work a job and all that, like when you work a job, like don't you notice that like when you work a job and you get off work, you come home and you feel like all drained and you feel all tired and shit. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like everyone, like no matter what kind of day everyone else has had, everyone's gonna be tired whether they were actually working or not. But when you get off work, like that should be so draining and shit. Like you'll get off work and then go home and then you'll be drained and you'll be tired and all that. And then if you think about it, most Americans have to work a job and they have to either work. Most Americans probably work full-time jobs and then some work part-time jobs. And then if you work and let's say for example, like you work a full-time job and all that, and you come home, like you're. Like I've said this multiple times throughout this video already, but you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be drained, you're not gonna really have like no ambition or have no energy to really do the things that you like doing or be able to like chase the goals and chase the things that you really want because you spent all your energy slaving away at a job for somebody else and now you're too tired to do your own shit and do what you want to do. And then on top of that, like depending on what kind of job you work at, energy wise, I would say like some people just genuinely carry like a negative downer, depressing vibe and all that, and now you got to be around that person. You got to be around that negative energy and shit. And then me personally, like since I'm a whole lot more aware now. I'm not like I'm a little bit more woke, as they say. I can look at people at work and I can just tell that like they look dead. Like they just don't look that good. Like they always walk around looking like they're high, or always walk around looking like they're on some kind of drug or something. And that's just like having a job. If you have to walk around looking like that, then I don't really think that having a job is all that worth it. If you're gonna be walking around looking and feeling like a damn zombie, like that's just that ain't it. So now I'm gonna be going into how jobs can control your time. So we should be grateful that someone controls our time. So time is everything. Time is the only thing time is the only thing that money cannot buy. Once you spent that time, that shit's gone. You can't get that back. You can always get money back. You can always get food back. You can always get clothes back. You can always get like any like form of, I guess, money and material or some materialistic item. You can always bounce back. You can always get that back. Always. You can always get that back. But see, time is a very essential thing in our lifetime that we don't really get to appreciate or that we take for granted. We don't use our time to take the opportunities that we could take to, probably succeed or elevate or move forward in life. Okay, that was a little bit off topic, but I'm gonna continue with my thing. So when you have a job, someone controls your time, and you have to work, and you also have to live on somebody else's time. Now, I mean, at the end of the day, somebody has to do the job. Someone has to do it. What happened? Okay, I'm back. All right. Yeah, but somebody has to do it and all that, and we're just getting to like my generation. We're just getting to our generation is getting to the point where we just don't want to spend the rest of our lives just doing the same repetitive thing every single day and just, you know what I'm saying? Because like when it comes to having a job and all that, some people let's say for example, like someone like me, a Gen Zer, gets tired of it, and then people will be like, "Oh, it's called being an adult." How is doing the exact same thing every single day and gaining literally nothing or not exceeding or moving forward in life being an adult? Like what happened to moving forward in life? What happened to like, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened to just moving forward in life and just, you know what I'm saying, just doing more and moving forward and things changing? Like who wants to live their life in a loop? Who wants to live their life doing the exact same thing damn near every single day, Monday through Friday, just to only get 2 days off and not be able to really go anywhere or enjoy anything that you have to work for? And I know that we all have to pay our way in the world, but if you can't really go out or if you can't really like accomplish your goals and get to do the things that you want and get to enjoy what you work for, that you're damn right there's going to be a problem. And then like a lot of people spend their time working for somebody else, and then later on in life they'll try to flex like they accomplished something, but in reality they didn't really accomplish anything. And I'm talking about, and when I say I'm talking about like these old heads, like basically like anyone who's like old enough to be like my grandma, my grandpa, or my mom or my dad, or like an older family member. And I don't understand how is working for someone else a flex? How do you flex working for another man? Like, make it make sense, please. I don't know how working for another man is a flex. That's not a flex at all. That's not a flex. Like, you're listening, you're trying to, oh, I work here and I work there, and yeah, and you're still broke, nigga. So what's the difference? Okay, so I'm done with that. So now I'm gonna talk about how jobs control your freedom. Freedom is another very big thing that I guess some people don't take advantage of, or I guess freedom, or they don't appreciate the amount of freedom that they do have, or whatever. But me personally, I don't believe in freedom like that, because I don't know how you have to work 40. I don't know how you have to work 40 plus 32 hours a week, and that's freedom. How do you have to work? How do you have to work and live on somebody else's time, but you're free? I don't get how you have to, you know what I'm saying, slave away for another company and go through hell and back to make this person richer, but you're not getting anything out of it. And what about people that have jobs that they don't really get to enjoy their lives? They don't really have the energy or the money or the time to really go out and enjoy what they work for and all that. So now some people, and then another reason our generation or Gen Z or a Gen Zer like myself doesn't really want to like work anymore and wants to like make their own way out or create their own way out of it is because we just want freedom. We want to be able to have our own freedom. And with the way it is today, it seems like it's hella easier to make money. Like I be seeing, like I'm not trying to compare myself to nobody or anything, but I see hella people living like this free life and making their own money and all that, and they get to kind of live life and make money on their own terms, and they don't have to answer to no one. They don't have to work on somebody else's time. They don't have to do this and do that. You don't have to wear a uniform. You don't have to like explain yourself to somebody. Like me personally, I'm not an open book. I just don't like explaining myself to people. Like imagine, like let's say for example, like you're sick or whatever, and you have to call out of work. You gotta call and explain yourself to somebody. How is that freedom? Like if you're sick, then you're sick, but now you gotta call and like you gotta explain to this person why you're sick and all that. And then a lot of these places have like there's this thing like where like, if you work at a job or whatever, they'll give you like you get like negative points for calling out, and if you rack up too many points, you get fired. I'm like, okay, but what about people who call? But what about now? I guess maybe some people might call out because they're lazy, they don't want to go to work. But what about people that actually call out like when they need to call out, and now they're getting penalized because like what if like maybe some people might have kids, some people might have something important to do, and hey, you know what? Fuck, you might have to call out, but you're gonna get negative points for it. This is why I say it's good for people to be like self-employed and to have their own shit, because that way you ain't got to answer to no one and you can damn near just be your own person and live your own life and just do you. And so after that, I'm gonna tie into lazy. So I'm gonna talk about laziness. So I'm beginning to get sick of our generation or my generation for the most part. I'm sick and tired of people just like talk. Like I'm tired of these old heads or elderly people talking shit on me and my generation about how we're lazy and how we don't want to work and how we don't want to do anything. And I'm low-key kind of fed up with it. This shit is mad irritating. Like I just don't see why our generation should want to spend the rest of our lives working when there are easier ways to make money and live life on your own terms. Like I'm sorry that we don't want to spend the rest of our lives working for somebody else and building their shit up while we stay broke as hell for the rest of our lives and hardly getting by. No one is trying to go through that shit. And then I have a question for y'all. For anyone watching this video, and in the comments you can let me know if you want to. You don't necessarily have to, but I have a question. What about these people who don't work 9-to-5 jobs and all that, and they don't like work these you know what I'm saying, these regular classic 9-to-5 jobs and all that, and they're making their own money. They make their own money. They're genuinely happy. They're genuinely successful, and they're genuinely confident. And they seem a little bit, and they have a whole lot more energy than someone who lives a regular traditional 9-to-5 lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? How come they don't get called? How come they're not getting called? How come they don't get called lazy? What about these managers? Like what about these managers who be at work and shit, and all they do is sit, stand, or walk around all day, telling everybody else what to do? How come they don't get called lazy? Or what about all of these women who have OnlyFans who can, or about these women who can, you know what I'm saying, who can play with them, who can make a living on their back and shit? Nobody calls them lazy. What about these Instagram models? No one calls them lazy. And so for people watching this video, a lot of you are gonna be like, why do you keep comparing yourself to women? And I'm not comparing myself to women. I'm just using women as a very good example, because that's damn like the only good example I could really think of, really, of people who can work, or people who can, quote unquote, they can work, but they can make money and they can live life on their own terms. That's why I'm comparing myself to women, or I'm using women as an example. Because I mean, let's be real. What real work do these women honestly have to do? Because like, if you're let's say like you're a model, or you have OnlyFans, or you have like some kind of, or you do some kind of sex work online or some shit, or you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the only real work that these women have to do is just to maintain their appearance and keep their body, and just maintain their appearance and their reputation, and just keep their bodies in shape. But that's very easy because they have the money and the resources. So it's not very hard to stay in shape and to stay healthy when you have money and resources like that. It's really not. And then on top of that, yeah, our generation, we just want to live. Some of us want to live life on our own terms and be able to make our own money and just do what we want. Maybe some of us, we're just not fit to be. Maybe some people just aren't fit to be in the workplace. Some of us, we don't belong in the workplace. We need to just build our own thing and just do ourselves and just do what we need to do to make it out, or make a way for ourselves. So I'm done with that part of my video. So now I'm going to be talking about,